Hey, how's it going? This is Brian from B's Music Shop, and I'm here at the Toronto Guitar Pedal Expo, everything. We're here in a foreign land. I love Toronto. It's one of my favorite towns, so I had to come. And Jamie from SuperCool sent us a feed a couple months ago. We got a chance to check it out. I think a video is coming out anytime now, but he's super cool, and I meant to see him at NAMM. We never ran into each other, and here it is. We're in your home, almost town,
yeah.
but homeland, and I want to have you take me through the boards. So can you show me what you brought here today?
Yeah, absolutely. I love you. Thanks for coming down, Brian. Let's start you over here. Chain's a little all over the place, so we'll start you at the front end here. Okay. We have a dead simple compressor here. So this is a dual JFET compressor. It's based off one of my favorite simple circuits, the Orange Squeezer by Dan Armstrong. It's just perfect to give you that nice, dead simple saturation, and it's really a hard limiting compressor, but I don't like giving too many controls on a compressor because that's where you just kind of fall into a black hole.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of perfectly tuned just to give, what I consider my fairfavorite compression sound. I'm just gonna
sounds great. Yeah.
Nice, squashes your dynamics, gives you that nice, Mark Knopfler attack if you like that Dire Straits thing, Gives you a little bit of headroom too, so you can kind of boost into another pedal or tune it back. But, nice, dead simple. You either like it or you don't kind of compressor.
Yeah, those are great. That sounds awesome.
Next up, we have, this is just a single JFET boost pedal. Okay. So, I'll start you over here. It's nice if you just run it at Unity just to give you that nice little bit of breakup. You can start running it, into the front end of your amp and crunching up a little bit. And then I also have a little button on the side here. This activates a pair of clipping diodes, so you can turn it into just a dead simple little transparent little overdrive boost.
Oh, that's cute. And you do all the art on these too, right?
Yep.
You have such cool art.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, everything, in my opinion, guitar pedals are little, objects of art. That we get to, pick and choose and put on our boards. And I always try and make sure that the pedal looks like it sounds and kind of sounds like it looks.
Yeah.
And all the iconography, is images that have kind of spoken to me over time. So a lot of it's like commercial images, like you've got, Aperol Spritz that I fell in love with, when I was in Italy on my honeymoon with my wife.
Oh.
Lavazza coffee, which was the only coffee I could afford when I was a dead broke musician. And everything kind of has a nice matching image to the sound.
That's awesome.
So then jumping through the flow, we've got the 77 Fuzz Lite. I'm actually going to skip that because it's better to introduce him first. But
okay.
Here is my take on the DOD 250 style preamp kind of drive. So real familiar, nice and crunchy. You can kind of get it into some hotter fuzz-like tones. It's got a little bit more mid-range and bass than the MXR Distortion Plus and DOD 250 typically does. And you can also swap to between LED or silicon diodes. The LEDs I really like. They give you that really nice warm, kind of always-on breakup. That's kind of my always-on sound typically.
That's awesome.
It works really nice, it overdrives nicely too. You throw a boost in front of it, you can just saturate it a little bit more. So I love that guy.
That's super cool.
Moving through
I say super cool all the time, I've realized. Now that I'm standing near you, I'm just like, oh, it's super cool. And I'm like, that is your...
It's kind of like, it's branding that I am annoyed by now, because every time someone goes, oh, it's super cool, I'm like, I did this to myself. But it's hijack branding.
You didn't name your store B's Music Shop and have your email be brian@bsmusicshop.com. Feel good.
So then moving on here, we got the Barstow Bat is my take on the Rat. And I was trying to solve everything that I loved and hated about the Rat. So we'll start you... It does that beautiful slewy rat thing right out of the box with all your EQ knobs set at noon. But then this is a separate buffered and isolated active EQ section that's post the Rat. So that you can really start messing around with the EQ. You can get you can scoop out the mids and get that whole clean, slewy hair metal thing out of it. Roll the highs all the way back. Do just full forward mids. Get that, Queens of the Stone Age really bitey, 20K thing. My favorite sound is just pushing the lows and the mids at the same time and rolling back the highs. That's like the distortion sound I was hunting for 20 years.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
And then you've got a turbo button here that just swaps, basically changes it from your stock Rat to your LED turbo Rat. So a lot more open diodes, less clipping, and you've got a crazy amount of headroom on that too. So it's really nice as you can get a lighter gain, drive and really push the front end of your amp. Get that lighter kind of game thing too, yeah.
You can hear my single coil just going.
That's also the Rat.
Oh yeah.
That nice, slewy, noisy oscillation of the Rat that we all love, right?
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So really proud. Premier Guitar just this month gave us the Premier Gear Award on that when they reviewed it for their May issue. So
yeah, it is killer.
Really
killer
on that. Yeah.
You did a great job with that. What's the art based on?
So the art's based off of Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yes.
The art with the art done by Ralph Steadman.
Okay.
Yeah, it's absolute. That's book and movie was something I just obsessed about when I was a teenager, and I thought it was
great.
fitting. The Rat and the Bat was I think I'm clever sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's a great look. It sounds awesome.
Thanks, man. So then moving on, the 77 Fuzz Blender. This is really our flagship pedal. This is based off of the Op Amp Big Muff. So right out of the gate, it'll give you that super smooth, saturated Siamese Dream kind of sounding fuzz. Since it's an op amp, it's really, really, really stable. You can put it anywhere in the chain. It's you don't have the issues with transistors. Nice and clean. However, my first experiences with a Big Muff, like the Big Muff was the first pedal I ever bought for myself when I was 16. It sounded great in the store. It sounded great in my bedroom. As soon as I took it to band practice, and you hit that stomp, all of a sudden your guitar tone just goes away.
Yeah.
You can't hear shit. So this has a mid-boosting tone stack, so it actually swaps the tone stack from that classic scoop to one that pivots on the mid-range. So now it's just bringing all of that mid-range back, pops out in a mix on stage, and part of my goal is to try and get the feeling, not sound, the feeling of that Siamese Dream Big Muff. And then there is also a clean blend in there, which can be really nice, like basses like that, because you can, do a parallel clean and dirty blend. You can start combining that with other pedals and, do a parallel distorted overdrive.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And then my favorite little secret weapon here is this little button on the top here. I call it the cigarette mod. It turns it into more of a gated, sputtery fuzz face style thing. So if you do a little bit of riffing, you'll kind of find.
Yeah.
So kind of mimicking that under-biased transistor, underpowered thing that you get from that fuzz face. But again, it's still super stable op amp. So nice and saturated, full fuzz. You can kind of get that Jack Whitey, Elephant record when he was pushing that Big Muff with a micro amp kind of thing. So
that's awesome.
I love that guy. He's
that's a great those are.
I think he's our most popular for a reason for sure. And here is my take on the legendary Klon Centaur. I don't like the Klon. It's a circuit I never vibed with. I never understood it. I'm not a good enough guitarist to tune a Klon and get it to that sweet spot.
Yeah.
So the challenge for me was to try and design one that I like and that I think sounds good. And the result is it's a heavier Klon. So instead of like a light to mid gain drive, it's more of like a mid to almost high gain drive. So you can really get that gain all the way up. And The unless switch basically allows or cuts that low end. So that's close to a stock clone, right? But when you're letting through more bass in through the circuit, it in turn starts pushing one of the op amp stages and just getting that much more drive and saturation out of it. And that's kind of where, I'm a higher drive guy, and that's kind of where it sits for me. And this also has 4 different sets of clipping diodes that you can choose from on the inside.
Yeah.
Stock is silicon, because I actually think the silicon sounds like the best.
It sounds great,
this
yeah.
circuit. But you've got some new old stock germanium diodes in there. LEDs, I love LED diodes. They're in there as well. Some Schottky diodes
And they're
as
all
well.
magic, so it works.
All magic,
all
man.
Magic.
All the magic
all
that you want, yeah. And then this guy here, this is our analog chorus vibrato, the ZigZag. So it started as sort of the CE2 small clone topology. I absolutely love that circuit, but it uses new old stock or newly manufactured Bucket Brigade chips, so true analog. But you can get a lot wider range out of this than a lot of similar effects. So what makes this more unique than a lot of the analog courses out there is that there's companies making new versions of those old Bucket Brigade chips like Cool Audio and X5, and they're making them way better than they used to in like the 70s. So the tolerances are just infinitely better, and most companies are just using those chips as just like a drop-in replacement. And I figured out that since the tolerances are better, I started re-engineering the circuit to get better tolerances, cleaner sound, less distortion, less clipping, and more transparency out of it. So you can use it as just a standalone vibrato pedal, and it sounds as clean as a digital vibrato or chorus pedal, but you still have all that nice warbly goodness that you would typically get from just a digital chorus pedal. Yeah, you can get it. This was originally called the Seasick Chorus, and then I stumbled on I was rolling a adult cigarette one day, and I was like, oh, ZigZag.
They have those in Canada?
They do. We had a few of them here, yeah. But yeah, super lush chorus, and similarly, when we submitted that to Premiere and they reviewed it, they gave us a nice little award on that, which was a nice little feather in our cap as well. But you start combining get into that nice 90s grungy thing,
That sounds great. That's so cool. I really like the way these two combine. That's awesome. That was cool. That was so cool. And this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's like I said. I found the drive sound that I've just been looking for by combining rats and EQs and different gain stages over the years. It's that just does the thing now.
That's huge sounding, and it's because I'm picky with rats. I like rats, but I only like certain ones. It's one of those things where I either plug it, I'm like perfect, or I'm like, nah, that's it.
No,
and
exactly.
a lot of the stock ones, I'm like, not that.
Well, and sometimes it's your ear hears different things every time you plug one in because
because I'm constantly destroying them.
Yep,
so
exactly.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's so awesome. I love the art. I love how you do all this stuff. It's so cool. I feel like I just fall into it now. I'm so sorry.
Hijack marketing.
Oh, and you have a DIY distortion kit.
Oh yeah, so we just released this. It is it's
not a cool.
It's based off of the SuperCool 800, so it's a simplified version of that. But it's like a full instructional DIY kit. It comes with full color manual. It actually comes with an accompanying video that you can access just via QR code. That's like a full real-time build.
Oh, nice.
I love pedal building, and I love teaching and hanging out with other nerds. So the goal was to create as comprehensive of a pedal building kit, even if you've never held a soldering iron.
Yeah.
I've had over 100 successful builds from people, varying from students to just someone's mom who wanted to build one too. So
I'll give one to my mom and have her build it. And
that's it. That was the challenge.
You're gonna be like, I'm done helping people with this.
There is an asterisk in there. It's like, I'm not officially supporting this. But if you ask, I'll try to help. you know?
Yeah. It's 2 a.m. You're like, come. Your wife's like, come to bed.
Yeah.
Stop helping that person.
They wired the jacks backwards. I have to help.
That's awesome. Oh, and what's this? Is this like a limit? I saw you said a limit. Is just like a dark version?
So I do limited edition colorways.
I don't mean to open your box.
It's okay. Go
I
ahead.
loved your. This was one of my. You have so much like case candy for a pedal. The most I've ever seen. I think.
Oh, thanks, man.
It was cool. I love the bag though.
Yeah,
that was such a touch.
I custom design and get this fabric printed for every single pedal has like a matching design of bag.
That's so cool.
And a year ago or so, when SuperCool was picking up a good builder friend of mine was like, hey, just to let you know, you can't keep up hand sewing every single bag for pedals. It's not going to last forever. And I just went, you know what? Watch me. So I'm putting my foot in my mouth right now. I will never stop hand sewing the dumb bags for these just because I think they're fun.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm
That's
stubborn.
good. No, they're cute. They're cute. And this is the.
So that's the Thneed. I did I did a limited edition blackout versions of a lot of our pedals that I only sell at events here. We don't sell them online.
You can't
so
find
if
them.
you ever want to get something special from Supercool, make sure you come to one of these events.
If you're like a big goth like Dr. Seuss fan, this is like your Venn diagram.
The black Thneed sounds heavier.
It is objectively more and depressing.
Absolutely.
I love the switch is black too. That's great.
That's the most expensive component in the pedal now.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see those that often. And I didn't realize that one was gold till just now.
Thank you for noticing.
That is like, I looked right past that. That is such a wild little touch.
Yeah, I mean, I get lost in all the little details of design and function and everything like that. So, I mean, there's Easter eggs buried on the underside of every PCB and just stuff like that that I just think it's neat. I like to reward exploration.
Well, pedals are fun. I mean, they're like this weird objective thing in our industry, and it's like super fun when there's a lot of thought put into them and detail. Like, why not make them fun? Why shouldn't shit be fun?
Exactly.
I just stick cats and stuff.
It's magic, man. We're selling fairy dust and fun, and art, and that's it.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, dude, I super appreciate you talking to me today. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Brian.